The Unexplored of the Cross. Bible Facts You Should Know series. Did you know that sweating blood is a real medical condition? It's called hematidrosis, and it happens under extreme stress. Jesus experienced this in the Garden of Gethsemane, Luke 22, verse 44. Did you know that Jesus likely walked over 2.5 miles, 4 kilometers, on the way to the cross? From his trials before the Jewish leaders to Pilate to Herod, and then back to Pilate, Jesus was shuffled between locations before he was even sentenced. Did you know that Jesus was already severely injured before he carried the cross? Before even reaching Golgotha, Jesus endured a brutal Roman flogging, scourging, which tore his flesh and caused extreme blood loss. Matthew 27, verse 26. Roman flogging sometimes exposed the bones and organs. The whip, called a flagrum, had metal, bone, and glass embedded in it, making every lash deeply cut into the skin and muscle. Isaiah 53, verse 5. Did you know that Jesus carried only the crossbeam, not the entire cross? The full cross would have weighed around 300 pounds, 136 kilograms, but the patibulum, crossbeam, alone weighed 75 to 125 pounds, 34 to 57 kilograms. Still extremely heavy for someone so weakened. Did you know that Simon of Cyrene was likely forced to carry Jesus' cross because Jesus collapsed? Luke 23, verse 26 records that Simon was compelled to carry the cross, suggesting Jesus was too weak to continue. Did you know that crucifixion was designed to cause slow suffocation? The victim had to push up on their nailed feet to breathe, causing excruciating pain with every breath. Did you know that Jesus was mocked in 3 different languages before being crucified? The sign above his head, King of the Jews, was written in Hebrew, Greek, and Latin, John 19, verse 20. Did you know that Jesus was given a drink to dull the pain, but he refused it? Mark 15, verse 23 says Jesus was offered wine mixed with myrrh, a mild anesthetic, but he chose to endure full suffering. Jesus was stripped completely naked before being crucified. Crucifixion was meant to be not only painful but humiliating. Romans left victims totally exposed. Matthew 27, verse 35. Did you know that Jesus was nailed to the cross through his wrists, not just his hands? Historical evidence suggests nails were driven between the radius and ulna, wrist bones, to hold body weight. Did you know that Jesus' feet were likely nailed together with a single nail? Archaeological findings suggest both feet were stacked and pierced through the top, with one long nail. Did you know that darkness covered the land for 3 hours while Jesus was on the cross? From noon to 3 p.m., an unexplained darkness fell over the land. Luke 23, verses 44 to 45. Did you know that Jesus' side was pierced, even though crucifixion victims were usually left to die? John 19, verse 34, says a soldier speared his side to confirm he was already dead, fulfilling prophecy. Zechariah 12, verse 10. Did you know that blood and water from Jesus' side could mean his heart failed? John 19, verse 34. This suggests pericardial effusion, where fluid builds up around the heart. Jesus spoke 7 final phrases from the cross. His last recorded words were, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." Luke 23, verse 46. Did you know that Jesus' death fulfilled over 20 prophecies in a single day? From his betrayal, Zechariah 11, verses 12 to 13, to his pierced hands and feet, Psalm 22, verse 16. His crucifixion matched Old Testament prophecy in amazing detail. Did you know that Jesus may have died from an actual broken heart? Medical experts suggest he suffered cardiac rupture, where the heart muscle literally tears due to extreme stress, suffering, and trauma. He literally died of a heartbreak. Did you know that the temple veil tore in 2 when Jesus died? The 60-foot high veil, separating people from the Holy of Holies, tore from top to bottom, symbolizing that Jesus' sacrifice gave direct access to God. Matthew 27, verse 51. Jesus went through all these torment just for the love of mankind. John 3, verse 16. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Just believe. It is never too late until it is late. You can access him now. Jesus is still waiting.